Hi, welcome back to Art and Soul. My name is Mike Severant. I'm so glad you could join me again today. Hopefully you've been watching the show and it's been a blessing to you, and maybe you're learning some things that might help you in your own painting. And, uh, and I just want to really quickly say, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, every one of these episodes that you're seeing here on CCTV in Salem, I post onto my YouTube channel. So all you have to do is look up Art and Soul with my name, and all of the shows that I've done for the last almost 2 years now. I can't believe we're pushing towards 2 years we've been doing this show. But anyway, if there's something that you'd like to maybe rewind, might help you with your painting, please feel free to do that, and leave a comment. Love hearing from you, email or whatever it might be. Today we're starting a new painting, which is always exciting. We're working with a 16 by 20 canvas today, which is what I kind of use as a standard. I've got kind of if you look at the palette, it's kind of a real array of different colors. Looks really disorganized, but let me kind of go through it really quickly so you know what we've got. I've got some cobalt blue here. I've got some burnt sienna, some dioxazine purple, some yellow ochre, a little bit of orange, cad orange, titanium white, some cad red, cad yellow, and I'm using Payne's Gray today. A lot of times I mix up my own black, but we'll use that for the show today. I thought I had several different things that people have asked for, and I thought today I was outside working, and I saw a little Stellar Jay, which is the black or their blue blue jay with a black little fro on the top of them, and it kind of inspired me for this painting. So what we're going to do is it's going to be of a mailbox, kind of a little country setting, an old abandoned maybe mailbox on a wood post, and open, and maybe we'll put a little nest in there. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to go with it, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is, let's just take, and I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to just sketch out, just block in a simple little mailbox here. And this is basically just more to position this kind of where we want it. And a good rule of thumb, if you happen to be doing this painting along with me, I'm going to do it with the door open, so that we make sure that we get the height of that lid right. I'm just taking with my finger there, kind of, and just making sure that we've got the right circumference there. So I don't know how well that's showing on your screen, but hopefully it'll make sense once we get going. So let's just take, let's make just kind of a post that's coming down here, and with the angle here you'll be able to see several sides of that. So just kind of block that in, and we can fix this as we need to, but basically I just want to do this just more so that we've got it positioned correctly. And this is a good lesson for several reasons. There's a lot of different things that we're going to learn in this painting. Part of it is working with the curvature, and making sure that that's correct. The other part of it is post here. A lot of people struggle with wood and making it look like wood, and so this will be an opportunity for you to do that. We'll maybe have some grasses sticking up here, probably even have a limb or two coming in. Not sure exactly where we're going with it, but that's at least a good start on the design. So I'm just going to grab a little 1/2 inch bristle brush here, and I just want to put in just a basic sky. There's not a whole lot that's going to be going on in the sky, but this will just at least give us something just as a background. And I'm just putting on titanium white onto the canvas, and picking up some of my cobalt blue, and we'll just bring that in to that white that's there. And I think just to speed this process up a little bit, I think I'm going to grab my 3-inch brush. You all know I use my 3-inch brush a lot if you've been watching the show. And I'm basically, I'm sure you can hear it, I'm just scrubbing that surface, just getting that cobalt blue mixed in good with that titanium white, just for a nice simple little sky in the background there. And we'll bring in some more up here in this corner across the top, and using this little tabletop easel. And sometimes this scrubbing, it bounces around a little bit, but hopefully you see at least what I'm doing here so that you can follow along and do this maybe yourself. I'd love to. As always, I love seeing your work and what you're creating at home. And I just grabbed some titanium white there on it. Just now, I'm not too worried about my mailbox where the lines are, because we'll take and fix that once we start actually blocking it in. And for those of you that aren't familiar with painting, either oil painting, which is what I use, is the oils, but maybe you want to do with acrylic. But the first stage of every painting is what they call the underpainting. And that's what we're concentrating on here today, is just trying to just get this blocked in with the base colors and covering up our canvas so that then we can start developing the painting. And as we build on it, you will see as the weeks progress, this is probably a couple of weeks that we'll spend on this painting, but you'll see that as the layers happen, you will see those base coat, this undercoating that we're doing today, you will see that those colors come through. Now I want to take here just maybe just a little bit of an indication of something going on in the background, maybe with some distant hills. And so I'm just going to grab just a hair bit of that cobalt blue, and I want this to be pretty muted in the background here, but maybe just some distant hills that might be back there. Maybe some little foothills, and maybe some deciduous trees that might be just off there in the background. And we really, like I said, it's in the distance, so it's not that important, but at the same time, it just adds a little layer of depth to the painting, and that's what we're trying to do here, is trying to give the illusion of depth. And so I'm going to go with another little layer here. And part of this is going to be, if you notice, I just use the corner of my brush up like that, and what that does is it gives just a little indication of maybe some distant trees that are in the background there on those foothills. And you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, now that I put that cobalt blue on, I'm going to take just a little bit of the cad yellow, and I'm just going to go right back over the top of that. And what that does is, by adding that yellow with that blue, we get a nice little green that's in the background there on those trees. And just by doing that, it actually makes it look like there's two different layers maybe of trees that are back there. The blue ones that might be in the background, and then the ones that are closer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a little bit more of that cad yellow. And I haven't cleaned my brush, if you notice there. And this I want maybe a little bit more of an indication of something that's a little closer here. And as we do this, each layer that we put on gives another layer of depth. And I'm not sure how much you're going to see of all of this once we get done. Oh, there we go. Need to start painting, I think, on the show with my stand-up easel again, because when I get too aggressive, I seem like I knock out the picture out of the shot. So anyway, the joys of painting. Now, this down here in the foreground, I want this kind of to transition from the grasses, maybe some wildflowers we'll put in down here at the end, but I want this middle ground here to be like it's a grassed area there in the background. So I'm just going to grab some of my that blue, that cobalt blue, and I'm just going to kind of bring this in. And a lot of people go, "Oh no, what did you do? You just ruined what you've started there." But you'll see here, there's a reason behind it. And I'm doing this quite softly, even though it sounds like I'm really hitting it. It's not that strong of hits that I'm doing on the canvas, although it sounds like it is. And my canvas is popping all over everywhere. Okay, I'm sorry for making it pop out of the screen there, but maybe we'll get through this yet. All right, so anyway, just kind of tapping there, bringing in some of that cad yellow. And with this 3-inch brush, just this tapping motion gives the illusion of some grasses that are back there, and it actually looks very realistic when you look at it. This is, several people have asked me this. What's the difference between impressionistic and real? Impressionistic, I do kind of a combination of things in the way I approach the painting. It's very much impressionistic in the background, but then I go more towards a realism on the subject matter that I'm wanting the eye to focus in on. So in this case, this background is going to be more muted and more what you would call impressionistic, because basically that word, it's the impression of what it is. And even though you don't see all of the tree limbs and stuff back there, just by your eyes going to automatically go, "Oh, those are distant trees." So hopefully that makes sense and that answers that question. So I'm grabbing my my little 1/2-inch bristle brush, and I want to block in now our mailbox. And for that, I'm just going to grab a little bit of that Payne's Gray, and I'm just going to block in the inside of our mailbox to start with, and we'll come on down. And as we go across, of course, I'll go through the light source here. I think we're going to have it coming from this top right. But this area inside of the mailbox, you might see part of it, but for the most part, it's going to just be dark in there because the light is coming from this top right. I've just kind of blocked that in. Again, this is just the underpainting portion of this, so don't feel like you're locked into what the design is quite yet even. And I've grabbed a little bit of my titanium white with that Payne's Gray, and I'm just going to go here just as a gray underpainting for our color for that mailbox. Now, you know, we could do this mailbox any number of different ways, and you know, maybe you've got your own ideas as to what you would like to do with that. But you know, mailboxes can be all sorts of different colors. And this one, I don't want it to look like a new mailbox. As we start painting on it, I want it to be eventually kind of weathered looking. In fact, I'm going to grab, just without cleaning my brush, I just grabbed some of the burnt sienna, just a little bit of it here. And you'll see as we start painting this, as the weeks progress over the next few weeks, how many layers this mailbox takes really to give it the three-dimensional properties that we're wanting to accomplish here. Now, every object that is three-dimensional, that's round, whether it be a ball or a tree or a mailbox or whatever it might be, there's three tones. You've got a medium, a dark, and a light. And so whenever you're painting an object, keep that in mind, that there's always three areas, and it depends on where the light might be hitting, where the lightest part is. So I'm going to say that the light source is coming from this direction. So eventually, and I'm just putting in just some of that cad orange straight onto that mix that's on the canvas, just to kind of lighten this up just a little bit where that highlight is going to be on the mailbox. Just scrub in some of that down below. And we'll go I'm going to grab just a tad bit of my dioxazine purple to go in here on the side. And I'm wondering, I don't know that when it's going to happen, but I just have a feeling that within my lifetime yet, mail as I've known it growing up, and I'm sure many of you, it's kind of, snail mail is kind of going away, being replaced by so many electronics that I don't know that we're going to have it around. which is kind of sad actually in many ways, because I think I had very fond memories of growing up and seeing the mailman, and it was a big part of our world, is having that mail service come every day. Everybody knew the mailman. So here we've kind of got just a little bit of a block in of that. Now I want to take really quickly and start blocking in a little bit more of where these fence posts that are here, and we can make this as new a post or as old of post as what we want to, but I think it would look better if it was just maybe an old weathered looking. We've been sitting out here for a long time, and so I want to grab just a little bit of that dioxazine purple just to bring that up right up there, because that would be shadowed, and we're not really worried too much yet about all of that, but we do need to be kind of thinking in those terms where things will be. So this section here would be shadowed, so I grabbed some of my burnt sienna and dioxazine purple just to bring that in there, because that would be shadowed because the light source would be coming here, so wouldn't see as much of it. So we'll bring this down here. So it doesn't have to be real straight and perfect, because like I said, this is an old mailbox, so this post has been here for a long time, holding up that mailbox. Go, and this under here on this little cross brace would be shadowed, so we'll go with it a little darker. And we'll go right back into our burnt sienna to do this side here, that maybe grab just a little bit of that yellow ochre and come down with it. That would be on our highlight side again. Now I've got that kind of blocked in, and I hope you can see that the three-dimensional characteristics that are there by doing that. And this, I've got quite a bit of paint that I've got on that, and what I want to do is I want to show you, before I move on, I want to show you how to kind of make that start looking like a little bit of wood. So I'm just going to grab, I'll wipe out the excess out of my brush, and I want to take a little bit of that cad orange, and I'm just going with some long stripes like that, and grab a little bit more, and we'll do the same thing on that side there. We've got a big glob of paint on there. By just those little stripes, what it does is it kind of gives the illusion of some of the wood grain that's there. And I grabbed yellow ochre, and I'm doing the same thing. And I'm doing this kind of not real straight and perfect. Wood, if you look at it, it's got all sorts of twists and turns in it. And who knows, this may have been out here for, 50 years, and it's seen all of the different weather that's hit it, and it may be twisted and warped a little bit. And that's okay. That's what gives them character. And I just want just a little bit not much, just a little bit of the oranges and yellow in this shadowed side here. That's just going to give it a little bit, because you're going to have reflective light that's going to be hitting there too. So that's a pretty good start there. Now, I intentionally did this because I want to show you. A lot of times people will go, "Oh no, well, look what happened! You didn't get the background here where there's the grasses that are in the background, or around here." But it's not a problem, and this is where people, I think, stress a little bit, is that they think that they've messed up already, and you haven't messed up. You can just come back in with this brush that I'm using here, which is just the same brush that I blocked in the mailbox with. And I just went back to my greens and yellow. The biggest thing that we want to make sure of is that we don't have any really hard edges on that mailbox at this point, because we're still going to be redefining it a little bit, and we don't want a ridge of paint that's right along that edge. I'm just grabbing a little bit of my yellow, that cad blue, or that cobalt blue, and we'll fill in this little background here, seen through between the top of the fence or the fence post there in the mailbox. So you can see we haven't really caused any problems at all. It all can be fixed and changed. So don't freak out if you do something. Most of the time you would take and paint your whole background in, and then come in and start then with your feature. But I just wanted to kind of do this so that you could see that, if you forget to do that, we haven't hurt anything. So there'll probably be some bushes here anyway, so that'll all work out good for us in the end anyway. So as you can see there, I haven't done anything real fancy. Basically, we've just kind of that up and down motion, just so that we keep the continuity of the way that we want the grasses stuff to be showing. And we'll just vary a little bit more over here on this side. And then what we can do is we can just come back in with our 3-inch brush and finish the front here. I thank you. We're out of time again, and hopefully that was a nice little segment to get us started on this painting, and I hope you're painting along with me. I'm so glad you joined me. I hope you will join me again next week here on Art and Soul. Have a blessed week.